Hello everybody, live overdrive here. This is Betrayal at Krondor, the Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor series, episode 9, I want to say. And we are presently just northeast of Sarth. We haven't been there yet, along the coast of the Bitter Sea, heading south toward Krondor. We have just acquired a new spell for Mr. Owyn Belafort called Skin of the Dragon, which is going to make our combats a lot more strategic, actually, as well as, well, hopefully easier. Because that's, that's what you look for in leveling up characters and getting advances. So we've just come from the chest where we got that, and now I'm checking out this other side path that goes kind of along the road here, or down along the coast rather. Looks like it just meets up back with the road. We've seen a lot of that along this, Bitter Sea coastal road here. Oop, there's something back here. Oh, it's a dead body. He's got the purple cape though, which usually means it's just a body that we've come across out of nowhere. Anyway, Owyn looked for supplies. Feeling like a vulture, he turned the body this way and that as he searched for anything that might be of use to them on their journey. All in all, he supposed that if he were a dead man, it wouldn't matter to him any longer what happened to his belongings. We got food, and I'm gonna guess it's spoiled since it's on a dead guy. It's poisoned. Okay, well that tracks. That explains the dead guy. Well, all right. We backtrack all the way to where that path forked off to make sure that we don't miss anything. And indeed, it seems like we haven't. I see the chest there where we got our new spell. Alright, well in that case, let's keep on moving south and see what we can find. Apparently, there's a spell that I passed up buying earlier called Eyes of Ishap. Apparently what that will do is it will show us on the minimap, oh, well, we're in combat. It'll show us on the minimap if there are chests and other things nearby. So next chance we get, I'm going to get that to make things a little bit easier. Anyway, they were being watched. Oh, that's a mage. I don't know if we faced, yes, actually. So we faced one of these Moradel mages before, but just in a trap, and he didn't really cast anything at us. So he just used a spell on me that I believe drains my strength, or rather drains Owyn's strength. Honestly, not that much of a concern for Owyn, although I think if his strength gets to 0, he dies instantly. Oh, so his strength is 1. So it might have knocked it all the way down to 1. I'm not exactly sure how that spell works. I know from watching it on other Let's Plays, sometimes it will kill somebody outright for some reason. At any rate, it's Owyn's turn, and let's try out Skin of the Dragon, shall we? I'm going to do this for 5 turns on, I guess Locklear. Why not? So he's glowing now, but basically he has magic armor on him, and he cannot be hurt for the next 5 turns. He's invulnerable. Nice hit, Lockie. Let Gorth come and attack the dude that just went after Owyn. Oh no, the mage just used Despair Thy Eyes on Locklear. I'm gonna put Owyn right next to the mage so that he cannot cast. Neither can Owyn, but at least that takes him out of the fight. Okay, well now the mage is freed up and Owyn is being harassed. Oh, and Gorth can't get to the mage. Well, I think it's time to bust out the crossbow. We haven't done this much. Let's see if we can hit that mage. Good hit. Oh no. He just used Despair Thy Eyes on Garth. But Locklear's back and he can attack the dude who's attacking Owyn. Oh, looks like he didn't use it on Garth. Well, I'm not sure who he did use it on then. I'm gonna have Gorth shoot his bow again. Looks like he can only shoot one of the Moradel warriors is running away. Let's see if we can bring him down. Nope. That's okay. I'm gonna have Locklear go for that dude. He hit him, but he didn't kill him. Alright, I'm gonna have Gorth move toward the guy harassing Owyn. Looks like the mage is just running away from Owyn. I'm gonna have Owyn run away from him, while Locklear goes for the mage. I think Garth can go for the fellow who is running away. Ah, he missed him. And I think that guy got away. Damn. Alright, Owyn's gonna continue to play the runaway from the Mordell warrior game while Locklear hopefully kills the mage. Nope. Alright, maybe Garth can bring down the other warrior. No, they're both just gonna miss everything, aren't they? Alright, Owyn is finally in a position to be able to cast again, and he has only a little bit of stamina left, but that's okay. We're gonna do a flame cast. I'm gonna use all 7 of his stamina, and I'm gonna chuck it at this mage and see if we can bring him down. Nice hit, Owyn. And that's a confirmed kill. Nice job. Alright, we'll have Locklear and Garth gang up on the final warrior and see if we can't bring him down too. There he is, Garth with the kill. 28 damage. Fabulous. Party's abilities have increased. I'd like to see that. Locklear's accuracy melee is up to 81%. That is damn good. We got Owyn's accuracy casting increased and Garth's accuracy crossbow. Not bad, Garth. We do want to start training that up at some point. Alright, let's search these two guys. The caster... Ooh, has a Mordell brooch. Those sell for a bit. Some straight up money. Herbal packet. Aha! So this item is a powder bag. Let me read it. Owyn untied the drawstrings which held closed the pouch and sifted through the ash-colored material within. Buried underneath was a slip of parchment on which had been shakily printed, "Throw into face of victim, Lornas, artificer of Palangu." So this is an item that you can use during combat to stun somebody standing next to you. So next time a warrior or somebody gets in Owyn's face, he can use that and it will kind of freeze them in place temporarily so he can get away and start casting again. Very useful item. He's only got 1 use, but that's something. We got some perfectly fine rations here. That's nice. We'll share those with the party, and this is embarrassing. We got a 2-handed broadsword right after I bought some for my guys. Ah, this is why we don't buy weapons. Okay, well, it's in worse quality than the one that Locklear's currently using, so Locklear's gonna switch to it so we can see if we can make that march to 0% to do some training exploits. Alright, we'll leave his armor behind. The other guy has a whetstone, which we will give to Locklear, and a sword, which we will give to Locklear to sharpen. We'll do those 2. Alright, and I guess we can have Garth's sword sharpened as well. Nice. Locklear's weaponcraft has increased. Love to see it. I was thinking that might happen. 72%. He's getting up there too. We're not there yet. Alright. Not bad. I must have missed those guys in the over map because they didn't give me the, like, you've been ambushed text. It was just the regular combat text. Okay, we have a turn off here. I believe this is Sarth. And indeed it is. Before we go into Sarth, I actually want to head forward and into the cornfields of Sarth. A garden was nearby. Wrinkling his nose at the smell of fresh fertilizer, Owyn pointed out a small cloud of dust that rose off the roadside. Within the cloud, a mushroom-shaped man was hard at work, his hoe raising and dipping over a row of budding pink potato eyes. Flashing his irrepressible smile, Locklear crept up behind the monk. Brother Mark, I half jumped from out of my robes. Hello there, strangers. I hope we aren't disturbing you. No, I was about to leave the garden anyway. Busy hands set the mind to work, you know, on your way to Sarth. Perhaps, brother... Brother Mark of Sarth, glad to meet you. We don't get many illiterati here. Books don't seem to interest the commoners as much as gold or wenching, but we have scholars enough, all going blind from reading worm-eaten books, and a dozen boys scribbling away their youth in our vaults. It is an unusual place. I have a friend who visited here once. He told me that you worship the god of knowledge. They do say that, yes, and I suppose after a fashion it is true. If there is a question that can be answered in no other place, your best hope is to look in our vaults. Oh, we can ask about a lot of things. Let's ask about the vaults. Is it permitted for outsiders to browse the books in the vaults? I would be interested in looking them over. It's fine with me, but it's Brother Anthony you may have to convince. He doesn't like strangers wandering around down there without supervision. We have a number of rare and valuable books, and it would be the worst kind of tragedy to lose them to a casual browser. I'll warn you though, you may have difficulty finding what it is you want. Many of the books have never been catalogued, and unless you know very specifically what you are looking for either by the scribe's name or the title of the work, you may not find anything that will be of any value to you. Interesting. We'll have to check that out. Let's ask about the bad weather. From that one farmer last round talked about a tempest, row. So when is the storm going to hit? We're a little concerned about finding a place to stay so we don't get soaked. Storm? It is the first I have heard of such a meteorological disturbance. Brother Guillaume did not mention it to me before I left the abbey this morning. That's strange. We met a gentleman named Rao who said a storm had been predicted by the brothers at the abbey. I wonder why he would tell you such a thing. Of course, he has been acting peculiarly since his wife died. Terrible tragedy, and striking at such a time when we had to give up his farm. I really must feel for the poor soul. Okay, so he's told us two lies, because he said he had a farm with a barn that we could sleep in, and he said that his wife was alive. So, clearly he's a sketchy fellow. Road south. Are there any hazards on the road south of here to Krondor? You're in something of a hurry, and I would hate to run into any unexpected delays. I haven't heard of any complaints from the travelers that have been through here in the past few weeks. I don't think the mercenaries that stopped by to speak to Brother Dominic said anything of it. Mercenaries? They're not in Quegian press gangs, are they? Excuse me a moment, need a little water. Not to my knowledge, no. These lot landed just south of Quester's View on a ship called the Foam Spinner. As much as they've been up and down the road, I assume they were in on a shore leave. Were there many of them? Many of them. If you laid them head to foot, I imagine you could walk across the Straits of Darkness without getting your feet wet. It seems one of those Quegian galleys can carry a small village from one place to another. Okay, so I'm guessing there's going to be some Quegian mercenaries we're going to run into. Quegian pirates, I think we've seen some of them. Inns. You don't have any good inns in the area. I think I might sleep a little better if I could bed down on something other than cold ground tonight. There are a few. You may try Baban's Hostel in Quester's View or the Old Bywater Inn. If it weren't for my duties here, I would be half inclined to join you. Some acolyte somewhere has been trying his hand at dream sendings, and I have not had a good night's sleep in weeks. Dream sendings? It's a way to send messages over long distances. Only certain magicians have the talent for it. Whoever it is, they can't be too far away because his images are fairly strong. What do they seem to be trying to say? I'm not certain. The images are too disjointed, though now that I think of it, I thought I had seen your elf friend's face before. Now I know why. His face was in the sendings. Interesting. I'm guessing, well, I know. This has something to do with the mind speech that Owyn was talking about. Casting. Do you know anything about spellcasting? I know a little of it, though Brother Dominic knows more about it than I. As soon as he finishes his studies on Quegian civil codes, I'm sure he would be more than happy to sit down and talk to you about it. He should be only another 2 or 3 months at it, I would think. Afraid we don't have 2 or 3 months to wait. Why don't we leave the brother alone, nephew? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now don't discourage the boy from asking questions, or he'll become afraid to question anything. I think I might have some time to teach him a bit about focusing. If you can spare a few sovereigns, say 50, is that acceptable to everyone? It is, but not right now. Really, we have other things we must do. We appreciate the offer nonetheless. If you change your mind, the offer will stand. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye for now. And in the meantime, we're going to go into Owyn's stats. We're going to turn off everything but accuracy casting. And the reason is I was talking to, again, my brother, who is infinitely knowledgeable about all things Krondor, it seems. At any rate, apparently the rule of accenting 3 of these is just a rule of thumb. It doesn't actually, like, decrease efficiency. Apparently, focusing on a skill increases the amount of experience you get on it by a certain amount, and if you focus on 2, it's divided equally between the 2. If you focus on 3, it's divided equally between the 3, etc. So 3 is just like a good practice in people's experience, apparently, but for a case here where we're going to train, it's good to do just the 1, because then we'll get that much more experience. So we're at 75 right now. Let's go ahead and talk to Brother Mark again, if I can. Brother Mark, where are you? Okay, we may have to go all the way back to the road. Oh, come on, man. You're killing me. It could be because it's nighttime. Let's go ahead and wait till morning. Owyn is damaged. Okay. Really having trouble talking to Brother Mark here. Path turned after a few minutes of traveling. The road began a steady rise, spiraling around the base of a sheer, rock-faced hill. Sarth, Locklear said, we probably have enough time to drop in for a brief visit, and it might break up the monotony of the road. Want to take a look around? Yes, but no, I want to talk to Brother Mark again first. Alright, let's go back a long way. Normally it is not that hard to trigger these things. Come on, Mark. There we go. Brother Mark hove into view, still wielding a hoe in his hammy fist. He gestured to Locklear with it. I see you didn't get your ear full last time. What brings you back to the Brothers of Sarth? Let's ask about casting. Do you know anything about spell casting? Yes, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, we can spare 50 sovereigns. More than acceptable. Where do we start? Ah, an enthusiastic student. Delightful. This will be a pleasure to teach. Another sip of water here. Alright. Owyn blanched. He had been assigned a simple enough task: cast a telekinetic spell to move his satchel closer to him. Instead, his satchel had remained obstinately stationary while hurling Brother Mark backwards into his well-tended crops. Are you alright? Owyn gasped. I didn't mean for that to happen. You are still depending on your eyes, Brother Mark sighed, brushing a stalk of corn out of his face as he struggled to his feet. Concentrate. If you ever find yourself in a situation when you can't see what you're affecting, all the spells in the world will be utterly useless to you. Instead of trying to see your target, try to feel it. Now let's try again. I know you'll learn this eventually. This reminds me so much of in A New Hope, when they're first on the Millennium Falcon and Obi-Wan is trying to train Luke with the blast shield down and the practice remote. We don't have any more time to waste, Gorth said. Why don't you pack up your things and we can get ready to move, Owyn? Again on his feet, Brother Mark went to console his downcast pupil, patting him reassuringly on the shoulder. Remember, feel the target. That's the key. Until then, I suggest you stock up on a good supply of Luton's concentrate to guide you through your exercises. Looks like Owyn can ask about spells, too. Now that I know a little more about spellcasting, perhaps there's a simple spell you could teach me. Owyn, says Gorth. Just something simple so we can defend ourselves in case we run into anyone hostile on the road. I don't know what you imagine is waiting out there for you, but I believe I have just the thing. I will have to run up to the vaults to search for it, but it is a little spell called Flamecast. Of course there will be a matter of a fee, say 30 sovereigns. I know precisely where it is if you want me to run and get it. Shall I? I think he's gonna bring us a scroll of Flamecast, which we already have, but 30 sovereigns is a steal, so absolutely. They waited. When at last it seemed the priest was never going to return, he appeared waddling down the hillside, a beribboned parchment missive stuffed beneath one of his arms. Collecting the money owed him from Goroth, he cheerfully handed over the scroll. Fabulous, we will say goodbye. It seems we have at least a few things to think about. Thank you, Brother Mark. Always a pleasure to help. Come back and visit me again. Perhaps we will. Goodbye. Brother Mark is so cool. I gave him such a, flat affect, but, it didn't always fit the things that he was saying, but, I like him. He's so helpful. Oh, that went up a lot. I think we were at 75. It just went up 15. Owyn's at 90% accuracy casting. That is outstanding. Wow, that's really, really good. I am chuffed. All right, we'll go back. We'll turn defense and stealth back on for that. Cool. Well, that's fantastic. And then I want to say we probably have 2 scrolls of Flamecast now. That's pretty funny. Brother Mark is cool, and every chapter he will teach you a different spell, actually, at a discounted rate. I don't have the list of them in front of me, but I just think that's kind of neat. Alright, we will go into Sarth. And here we are at Sarth. Beautiful temple on top of a mountain. From a distance, the Abbey of Ishap at Sarth had seemed a fortress, its sheer-walled courtyard dominated by an ancient single-story keep, but closer inspection revealed that a shop profited where once an ironmonger had forged swords. Delicate flowers bloomed where soldiers had once mustered. I remember Sarth from the books. It was... I don't know if it used to be a fortress or what, but it is supposed to be, very, very defensible. I think one of the characters in the books described it as, 4 old ladies with broom handles could hold off an army for days with how defensible the, narrow path up to the only entrance was. So, alright, so we got an enter, we got a temple, and we got a shop. So let's do the enter. Oh, it's the library. Okay, I think we got a lot of stuff to check out in here. Yeah, a whole bunch of books. Well, I hope you like my reading voice, because it's about to get, used. Alright, we'll start on the right. The books concerned magic. Snatching the closest volume at hand, Owyn began scanning the pages, hoping to find a granary of spells from which he could learn. Flipping the pages, he was nearly oblivious to the priest who marched down the aisle and snatched the volume from his hands, politely replacing it from where it had come. That doesn't sound very polite to me. These books are restricted, the priest said sternly. Long ago we learned the wisdom of making sure an initiate has some training before embarking on reading our magical themis. I've had some training, Owyn began, but was silenced by a hard look from the priest. You are more than welcome to visit our other collections, but this is restricted, the priest said, his tone indicative that he would tolerate no argument. I am sorry. I wonder if we can come back and read that later. I bet we can. Healer's journals littered the shelf. By far the most extensive collection within Sarth's impressive stack of books. Lochner felt a little intimidated, unsure what titles or names would be of the most use to him. He picked a book at random and began to read. Unfortunately, much of the book he had selected was confusing or contradictory, and after struggling with it for nearly a half an hour, he finally gave up, putting it back on the shelf where he had found it. Next book, he thought. What happens if we redo these? Is it the same thing? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, good. I was worried for a minute there. Okay, one. There's that one. Alright, here's another one. Owyn scowled. The books arrayed before him all concerned theories of finance, a subject which his father had long ago exhaustively bored him with. While he thought he would never again be interested in the subject, he found himself reaching for one of the volumes. Immediately upon opening it, he discovered it was a simple ledger containing only row upon row of numbers which didn't seem to add up properly in his head when he ran his fingers across the columns. Closing it with a snap of his wrist, he replaced it on the shelf. Interesting. Gorth smiled, pleased to find something in the vaults which appealed to his interests. He thumbed through the book, which apparently had something to do with combat techniques. Highly specific in nature, it dealt with a variety of tactics for dealing with an enemy when they resorted to using various ballistic or magical tactics. While he could understand most of the ideas involved, he realized it would take several months of practice for him to master any of the more advanced techniques. In the end, the most practical information ended up being the first few lines of the book. If it may be at all arranged, it is best to confront your enemy on a battleground of your choosing in such a way that you have the element of surprise and command any set pieces which might mean the turning of the battle. If, however, your opponent has command of magical or ballistic means, it is always a better stratagem to close range so as to deny him the ability to load his weapons without obstruction. Haha, they're teaching us game mechanics right there. Telling us that if you get your fighters right to the face of bowmen or mages, they can't do anything. Or they have to run away. Alright, I think we have one more. The shelves were overburdened. Massive books which all appeared to be older than anything Locklear could imagine. Most of the works in this section appeared to be concerned with theology or philosophy. Not as well versed in the history of the gods as he would like, he reached for a less intimidating looking volume and began to read. A ponderously heavy volume that took a great deal of effort to support, the book was permeated with a darkness of mood which seemed to surround Lim's Cragma, the goddess of death. Surprisingly enough, the book suggested the bodies of the dead should be burned rather than buried, as the body was no longer of any importance after death. Of primary interest was a short passage near the end of the book. Once wounded so that you may nearly touch the face of the goddess of death, thou shalt be suspended in a deathless state until it is deemed either thou time hast come to enter the halls of the dead, or thou hast more to do among the world of the living. In such a condition ye shall find great weakness and slowness of healing, which may only be healed of priest, or by rest most prolonged. So they're telling us about the near-death condition right there, too. I really do love how the different game mechanics are explained. I forget if the word is diegetically or diegesically, but within the context of the game world. I just think that's so cool. Well, we've read every bit of the library that we can for the time being. That was kind of neat. I really thought there were more, though. 1, 2, 3... Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've done those. Yeah, I guess that's it. Alright. Well, let's check out the temple next. Locklear squinted. The wall looked strangely barren, as if space had been prepared for a decoration which had not yet been crafted. Because the Temple of Ishap in Sarth does not have a mandala that can be used. Interesting. So we've got the cold fire, and then we have the entrance in the back, so... Okay, Locklear pulled the curtains aside. The rear section of the temple was as dramatic as was the meditation chamber. A large pool occupied the center of a lush courtyard and was hemmed in on all sides by an alabaster peristyle with climbing vines. Cloistered immediately off the open area were several doorways, either blocked by heavy woven curtains or choked with clouds of obscuring incense. Nearby, a gong sounded, and immediately a priest hurried out of a doorway, halting as he caught sight of the unexpected supplicants. Let's talk. The abbot came quickly, a man of advancing years. His hair and beard seemed like a snowdrift, starkly in contrast to his dark skin, which was wrinkled like carefully crafted mahogany. Shaking Locklear's hand, he greeted them as if he had known them all their lives. Welcome to Ishap's Abbey, travelers. I am Father John. How may we be of assistance to you? We thought while we were passing through that we would come and visit the abbeys of Ishap at Sarth, Locklear said. You've done impressive things here. The abbot's eyes crinkled as he gave them a prideful glance. We hope to do more, but we've only just begun our work here. But thanks to Brother Anthony and Brother Mark, we have come a long way. Logler bit his lip, hesitant to ask this question. Could we impose on your hospitality a bit? We have a few questions. I would love to, though alas, I have services to attend at the moment. But if you have questions, Sarth is the place to come. We have books on many things, and if you seek out Brother Mark, he can help you with a good many other questions. Good day to you. Alright. Well, they're telling us about Brother Mark, who we wouldn't know where to find if we hadn't already found him. Alright, and that is it for the temple. Let us now check out the last thing, the best thing. The shop. The Stardock Annex. Stardock is the school of magic in Midkemia, at least at this point in time. Owyn ogled as he picked through the assortment of magical items which had been laid out in an improvised store. Many of the items were marked by tags which indicated that they had been sent from the Academy of Magic, run by Pug of Stardock. Pug is the main character of the very first book in this series. Master Magician. We've talked about him before. Alright. We got a lightning staff. This is cool. There's not a lot of staves in the game, but that is one of them. Made of light birch, the staff would be easy to swing should need arise. Doubtless it had been put to magical uses as well. Several lightning sigils were burned along its wavering length, and the points of their bolts originating from a small crystal globe affixed to the knobby head of the staff. That's got 4 uses. I believe it lets you cast Skyfire, which we don't have yet, but when we do, you'll see what it does. We got rations at a fine price, and then most importantly, we've got magical scrolls. So many spells available here. Dragon's Breath, which creates fog. I don't exactly know what that's for. Possible that it makes your stealth higher, though. I might have to look that one up, because that could be kind of nice. Despair Thy Eyes. Well, we've got that already. The next one is Flamecast. We have that one. We have 2 copies of that one to sell, and I'm liking the sell price on it. Skyfire. Hey, we were just talking about that. Interesting that it's cheaper than Flamecast. I'm not going to buy that one because I know we can find that in the world. Spoilers. Eyes of Ishab. Okay, this is the one that I wanted to learn about. So I'm going to buy that one. And I don't think we can haggle on scrolls. Yeah, I think scrolls you just can't haggle on. So we'll accept that. I should have sold my Flamecast scrolls before that. That was a bad mistake. Okay. Well, let's sell the Flamecast. 136 sovereigns. Done. That's great. And then this is, yeah, another Flamecast. Okay, cool. I'm gonna read this spell right now. We got Eyes of Ishab. Nice. Okay, and that's still what this is. Okay, so a whole other page of scrolls. We got Night Fingers. That spell lets you steal items from people in combat, but it kind of sucks because in order to use it, you need an expensive magical item called a Glory Hand, and it uses it up. So it's very limited use. I was thinking to myself the other day, if I were to ever do like a ROM hack on this, I would love to go in and find exactly where the decrement is, or the delete line that gets rid of your Glory Hand, and just remove that, so that all you need to do is have one on you, and then you can cast the spell as much as you want. Because honestly, it doesn't even seem like that useful of a spell, but and then the price just makes it completely useless. Anyway, Nacre Scatrix. Don't remember what this does. I did look it up at one point. This one might be the one that senses food. I can't remember though. I said that about Eyes of Ishab too. Skin of the Dragon. Great spell, we already have it. Thoughts Like Clouds. That one confounds mages, so that is useful. I think it makes it so they can't cast, or it might just straight up stun them. I might want to buy that one. I do think that we can find it though. Alright, Flamecast. Oh, those are the Flamecasts that we sold. Okay. Cool. Alright. I think that's probably all that we want for now. Thoughts Like Clouds is tempting, but I think we can do without it for now. Alright. Cool. Well, we're outside of Sarth. They didn't have an inn. That's too bad. Would have been nice to rest in town, but that's okay. All right, let's rest till morning at least. And maybe till noon, see if we can get Owyn up to full health. Okay, we'll just wait till next morning. All right. Now everybody is full-ish health. And we can continue our trek south. Hell, we might even make it to Krondor today. Who can say? All right. Beautiful ocean views as per usual. Why don't we try out Eyes of Ishap? I don't exactly know how this works, but I think I'm going to zoom this minimap out as far as I can. And I'm going to walk inland a bit so that we can see a good deal of map here. And now if I go back to the main and I cast Eyes of Ishap, okay, caster can sense vessels. So I think that's going to mean basically anything we can interact with, like holes in the ground, chests, headstones, everything. And apparently we can... It doesn't say what different costs do, but we can go between 1 and 10 health. I guess I'll do 5. Okay, it shows us... Oh, maybe it's range. But apparently there are some chests or something up to the northeast. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's very cool. All right, well, let's go check it out. Oh, oh no! Preoccupation had dulled his senses, aware as if someone had thrown water over him during a pleasant dream. Locklear grabbed Owyn's shoulder. Don't move, there's something very not right about the ground before us. It's a trap. Somebody put a trap in front of the chests. It's one way to do a trap chest. Alright, we got some new elements here. So as we saw before, this is a flame projector. And I'll turn the grid on so we can actually see what's going on. There's a flame projector and there is a lightning staff situation here. There's also these things. Spinny polygon trapezoid thingies. Not trapezoids. What's the word I'm looking for? They're low poly objects. Any rate, we can push these. If we move next to them, we can push them. So what we need to do to solve that, you see there's a clear one and there's an opaque one. If either of them goes in front of the flame projector, it will fire. If the opaque one goes in front of the flame projector, the fireball will hit it and it will be blocked. If the clear one goes in front of the flame projector, it will fire, but it will go through the clear object and hit whatever's behind it. So you'll notice conveniently this flame projector is aimed at this lightning staff. So what I'm going to do is move Owyn here. We'll have the other guys wait, and then I'm going to push the opaque one to the side. The other guys wait again, and then I'm going to push this one north into the path of the flame projector. It fires. It looked like it hit Locklear, but it actually hit the laser and the lightning staff in the back behind him, and now they've gone gray and the line underneath them is gone, which means they are actually turned off now. So Locklear can go ahead and walk right through, and we're fine. They sighed in collective relief. We're through it, I think, Locklear said, but be on your guard, there may be other traps. Nice, and here are our chests. That spell's pretty cool. I have never ever used it before. Moradel chests. Alright, what do we got? Swallug, the famous Moradel craftsman, guarantees his work until the end of time. I think... I was thinking it was a coffin. That actually doesn't fit. Casket, maybe? Well, no, there's no C. Okay. Guarantees his work until the end of time. What is it that he makes? I believe is what I need to know. gotta be like until the end of time. Is it a clock? Or a watch? Sundial? That would fit. Except we don't have the U. Damn. Well, I'm gonna have to spend some time on this, and I'm not gonna make you watch me, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, and we'll be right back with the answer, which is... Hangman. I noticed that his name is odd. Swallag, why would they tell us that? It's gallows backward. They're telling us that he's a hangman. I don't really follow how that is exactly an answer to this clue, but I guess if you consider a hangman a craftsman, then yes, his work is guaranteed for the end of time. Although this is a magical world, maybe they can revive people, although I'm pretty sure they cannot, if I remember from the books. Anyway, we got some money. Nice. Pretty pumped that I remembered that one, instead of having to look it up, although I have seen it solved recently, so it's not that impressive. But that was kind of fun to figure out that it spelled something backwards, so... Really, really basic puzzles here. Okay, next chest. You see it about in a field in town. It cannot get up, but will oft fall down. Gotta be like snow or rain or something. Rain. Nice. And inside this one, oh. Amulet of the Upright Man. We'll give that to Logler. Some gold and some armor we don't care about. Alright, and the last chest of the 3. The chill of its death you may soon mourn, but though it dies, it cannot be born. Probably a fire. Fire. Yeah, there we go. Chill of its death. When the fire goes out, it gets cold. Nice. More money and some crossbows. We will give to Gorith. Also, Gorith used his crossbow. He should adventuring it. And I guess we could do these ones also, but nah. Nice. Cool. Well, that Eyes of Ishap spell for finding chests is a bit of a game changer. I think we can just kind of do a little bit of a walk around. Oh, we're headed south now. Interesting. And up ahead, there is, I believe, a temple I saw on the map. Yep, there is. Fascinating. Is there something back here? Why am I checking when I could be using magic? Well, the answer is simply that that spell costs a fair bit of health to use if I use it all the time. Alright, let's check out this temple. I gotta say, the temples are like the most boring part of the game for me, other than searching graves. Alright, we'll look at this mandala. It's the same text in every place, but we're just memorizing it. Alright, now we have 3 temples that we can go to. There's this Temple of Ishap, but then there's another one in Sarth, apparently. Interesting. Alright, let's talk to the priest. Locklear asked to see the High Priestess. She can't see you. Turning, they noticed another hawkish-looking priest, half hidden in the shadows of the colonnade, his eyes rimmed red. He rubbed vigorously at his face before rising to stand next to his fellow priest. Mariah and I just put her to bed half an hour ago. She woke screaming this morning. The 2 priests exchanged a significant look, but the meaning of it was lost on Locklear. Is she ill? He interrupted. No, the taller priest said with assurance. It is only a symptom of the things that have been going on here for a short while. It will pass. You sound very certain, Kellen, the other priest said angrily. None of us has slept well in weeks. Our healer is so exhausted that he may not even bind so much as a finger pricked on a spindle. There is something evil at work here. Bemused, Locklear looked at Kellen. Why would someone be trying to keep you from sleeping? Who could do it? Both priests shrugs. The purpose is beyond us, but we know that whoever is responsible is a magician and very close by, the shorter priest replied. I've also sensed in his dream ascendings that he has others with him, soldiers perhaps. I don't actually believe he means to communicate with us, but instead someone very far away. Either way, I don't believe any of us shall have an hour's rest until he is dead or we've discovered what he wants. Interesting. More interesting than I thought. This is the Temple of Sung. I believe is the god of healing, hence the spell Gift of Sung, which we use to top up our fighting men sometimes, to use an old term. Alright, so there's a side path that I'm walking down now. Oh, and there is a man on it. Quegian pirate by the looks of things. The Quegian pirate hadn't noticed them. Yes. Alright. Well, let's see if we can get the surprise. Yes, Lochler charged forward, caught off guard. Their opponents scrambled about helplessly before finally squaring off in a defensive position. Exploiting their momentary advantage, Lochler barked several quick commands and prepared to join the battle. Alright, we got a pair of Quegian pirates. As per usual, Owyn gets to go first. We've got some stamina, so let's chuck a flame cast in there, get some practice. His accuracy is very good now. I'm gonna throw to the one in front of Garth. Good hit, nice, like it. 30 damage. Alright, Lochler face off on his guy. Garth will face off on his guy. Both of them miss, and they finally land a hit on me. Wonderful. Well, we'll do another flame cast, why not? Good hit, Owyn. And he got him, he brought him down. Nice. These guys must not have much health. It's 45 damage total. We'll just let Owyn rest up now. Lochler can hopefully bring us home. Nope, not quite. Garth, how about you? Nice. Both of them down. Nice and quick. Our guys are very good at sword fighting now. Owyn, check the corpse. We got some money. We got poisoned rations, which we will not be taking. Give a repairable sword to Lochler. Oh, excuse me, for practicing purposes. And we'll search the other fellow. We've got a, Fatimar's formula. That's nice. That boosts your strength a bunch. We got 2 stacks of rations, small ones, which means one of them at least is poisoned or spoiled. Okay, the 5 are good, and the 3 are poisoned. So we'll take the 5. And then we've got a Moradel Lamprey that we can repair. Fantastic. Lochler's actually getting pretty good at that now. Okay. And now we've got back on the main road. Want to make sure we haven't missed anything. There's a barn up ahead, but before we go there, I want to just make sure we're not missing any chests. Oh, more Quegian pirates. I guess we're fighting these guys. The enemy was not surprised. In fact, they seemed eager to accept the challenge and move forward to meet the failed charge. Weapons at ready, shouted Lochler. It looks like we're gonna have to do this one on their terms. 3 of them this time, and they've plopped themselves right next to Owyn. Those jerks. Lochler with a hit on the guy who attacked Owyn will send Garth after the same one. He's swinging around after Owyn. I'm just gonna have Owyn defend for now. One of the guys has pulled out a bow and is also shooting at Owyn. Everybody wants a piece of Owyn. Alright, Lochler and Garth brought down the one guy attacking him directly. Now I'm gonna have Owyn do a spare thy eyes on our bowman friend. Take him out of the fight for now, while Lochler and Garth gang up on the other fellow, who is going for Owyn once again. Owyn is going to try and recover some health because he is down. I accidentally made Lochler not attack, but that's fine because Garth killed the dude. Alright. One guy left. The former bowman, now sword-wielding maniac. And 3 hits from the swordy boys and he's down. Easy peasy. But for real though, our guys do need some rest now, because they're fairly injured. Alright, we got some swords to repair here. I'm gonna hand off a bunch of repaired ones to Owyn and Garth. so that Locklear can go ahead and repair this one. We may have to start dropping broadswords because they're not worth that much, but that's okay. A crossbow. Yeah. We'll take the crossbow because that is worth much. And yeah, we'll just start ditching some broadswords because we don't really need those. All right. Okay, that's the guy we searched already. This guy has a shell, that's fine, that's worth a little bit. We'll let Locklear repair this broadsword and then immediately give it back. Marvelous. I'm gonna swap his and Gorith's swords real quick so that I can repair Gorith's sword. Leave his armor and sword now. Locklear's weaponcraft is up. Excellent, excellent. And we got another one for him to repair. Perfect. Give that back to the body, give some healing potions to Owyn, and that's it. Alright, let's go back to that barn and check it out. I think this is how we get back to that barn. Where am I? Oh, I've gone, okay. I've gone past it. I didn't mean to do that. I'm all turned around. I think when you get into a combat, it teleports you to, like, the spot that the combat is designated at, so I think it jumped me forward quite a bit just then. Alright, let's go ahead and rest. Owyn, you're kind of far down, actually. We will wait until the next morning. Alright. Let's check out this barn. The air rippled, as if the world about them were nothing more than a curtain to be yanked aside. 4 figures warped into existence before their very eyes, all Moradel and all armed. One of the assassins, dressed in a finer wear than the 3 who flanked them, bared his teeth as he spoke. Gorith, Lichan, Shwyneket, Sedv, Delakan, Balak, Eledel. Gorith, Locklear glanced questioningly at his companion, watching as the Moradel withdrew his own weapon, his black gaze fixed on the others of his kind arrayed before him. Defend yourself, Gorith rasped coldly. No moss trooper this, but a sorcerer, Nago, of those that are said to have served Delakan before the coming of the 6. He is known as the most powerful magician of my kin. Only we 3, or he and his, will see the next morn. It's a boss fight, people. Nago opening it up with a Fetters of Rhyme, freezing our caster. That's really rude, my guy. Alright. I think we can still win this, though. But I am going to have my sword fighters gang up on one guy at a time. And that guy is going to be Nago, because the less he can cast, the better. Holy crap, he's fast. What was that? He just ran like halfway across the map. That's horseshit. If you'll pardon my French. Oh, we're gonna chase him because we can't have him casting. Oh no. He just drained Gorith's strength. Oh no. Gosh, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this. Well, we saved beforehand for a reason. He drained Gorith's strength again. Gorith's strength is now 6, so he's not going to be able to do, like, any damage. But we're in his face now and he can't go anywhere. Keep swinging. Alright, Nago's dead. Alright, we can do this. So far, I don't think the guy attacking Owyn has even hit him yet. Okay, now he has. I spoke too soon. Gorith and Locklear can gang up on these, mercenaries. Alright, another one down. Owyn is still frozen solid. I think this guy's running away, but we're not gonna let him. Owyn is not doing well. Okay, I don't think this dude's running away, or I don't know, maybe it's bugged. He's just kind of walking back and forth. Alright. he's dead. There's one guy left, and he's menacing Owyn. We're gonna come to his rescue as soon as we can. But he is clear across the map, and we are very slow. I guess I could have shot him with my bow, but I don't want to. Alright. Locklear and Gorth are now up in this guy's face. Gorth can't do much damage right now because his strength is drained, but... Alright. Got him. Oh, I thought they had us right away when they froze Owyn, but we turned it around, I think, after we killed Nago. That fixed it. Wowzer. That fight, I always remember as being one of the hardest ones. I mean, the first time I played this game, I was, just a little kid, and we played this first chapter like over and over again. So of course the first chapter boss was lasting in my mind, but it's a tough fight. He's got some magic. I mean, he drained Gorth's strength, so I mean, really, like, Locklear won that fight for us, mostly, All right, well, let's search these guys. I don't know why I'm trying to walk backwards so I can see them better, but it's not working, but that's fine. All right. Oh, and look for supplies. We've got rations, regular old rations. Love to see it. We will give this Moradel lamprey to our good friend Mr. Locklear to repair. Oh, Locklear's sword is down to 69%. That is good. We're getting down there. It's going to take some time, but we're getting down there. Meanwhile, I'll keep Gorth's sharpened. And some armor we don't need. That is fine. Looks like the other guys are kind of clumped together. That is a bummer. Okay. Gold. And a sword to repair and immediately give back. A little experience and some armor that we will leave. This guy has some rations. They are poisoned. Good thing I checked. Another sword to repair. Locklear's getting pretty good at that. Okay, poison rations. I guess we'll take the crossbow. Sell that for a decent amount of money. Party's abilities have increased. Weaponcraft and Locklear's defense, and actually his strength has gone up. I think, what I understand, that goes up just from killing dudes. Owyn's strength is only 5. Wow. Oh, and his speed is 2. It's because his health is so low. Okay, yeah, his health is only 17. We'll have to get him back up. Gorth's strength has gone up as well. That's very nice. All right, finally, let's search Nago. We've got a note to read. That's great. We've got this, which is Althaphane's Icer. Frost insisted the crystalline point of the magician's tool, faint tendrils of mist trailing its arc as Locklear waved it back and forth. If not for the engraved words on its handle, he might have not guessed its purpose. For magical treatment of a blade, Althafane, the artificer. It turns your sword into an ice sword for a battle. Maybe useful, but mostly not going to use it. And we got another 200 broadswords, so I'm very glad that we spent money on those when we now just have them. I'm going to drop this blessed regular broadsword because blessing apparently does not actually increase the sell price. And I'll let Gorth use the 100% broadsword, 200 broadsword, because why not? Alright. We should check out this note. Master, we have placed the false notes concerning an attack to the south of Tenurs in the chest you requested. Providing they gain access to those messages, they should fall most blindingly into your elegant trap. I applaud your stratagems. Fidrai. So they placed fake notes telling of a fake attack but then also they're just carrying a note that tells about that attack being fake. And they put that on a guy who was making himself known by casting dream sendings and stuff that were keeping the Abbey of Ishep people up all night. And they think that they're going to find the one in the chest first. I think they're just more clever than I am. We're going to put that note back on Nago because we don't need it anymore. Because our guys know it. All right. That was pretty cool. We just beat a boss. And we are not far from Krondor now. Well, we're a little far from Krondor. We're about halfway between Sarth and Krondor. Won't be long now, but we are at an hour. We just beat a boss. I think that's a great place to stop. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Glad you can make it around if you've made it this far. I hate to do YouTube call to action stuff because I don't really care about growing my channel, but I do love reading comments. So if you feel the need to comment, I would love that. If not, don't worry about it. Have a lovely time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.